So on January 20th, 2025, everything is going to change for the American people, and for multiple reasons. But the main reason is because we now know that former President Donald Trump has won the election and will be the next president. With that, he has made many promises. But, and I said this from the very beginning, it didn't matter who the president was. What mattered was who is going to control the House and the Senate. What we now know is that it is expected that Republicans will have a sweep. They will hold the presidency with Donald Trump. They will hold the majority in the Senate, and they're most likely going to continue to hold the majority in the House, which means if President-elect Donald Trump wants to do something as far as, let's say, cutting taxes or eliminating taxes on things like tips and even overtime income, well, he now has the power to do it. So today I'm going to break down what's going on, why the American people are ecstatic about what just transpired over the past 24 hours and what this means for you and I moving forward. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed these daily updates. And now let's begin. So here's the biggest question that many people have had. Why would I vote for somebody that only wants to provide tax breaks to the richest people in the world, to the millionaires and billionaires here in the United States, and to large corporations? Well, here's the truth. Donald Trump is not just wanting to provide tax breaks and cuts to the richest people in the U.S. No, he's wanting to provide some tax cuts for the lower income earners as well, even the middle class. Now look at this. It says Trump promises new tax relief for car loan interest and citizens living abroad. Now, I don't really want to address the citizens living abroad, not yet at least. Okay, but this is what I want to go over. Some of these tax proposals. Look at this right here. It says these tax proposals are the latest in a string of costly tax cuts Trump has rolled out in recent months, many aimed at specific voting blocs whose support he is seeking. The former president has promised to eliminate taxes on tips, Social Security benefits, and overtime pay, as well as lift the $10,000 cap on state and local tax deductions, a limit he signed into law as part of the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Now, here's where things get interesting. Why is he trying to eliminate taxes on tips, eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits, and eliminate taxes on overtime pay? Those three things. Well, he's trying to do that because, yes, in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, there were a lot of incentives, not just for the lower income earners and the middle class, but also the rich, okay, the wealthier people with businesses and assets. They received a lot of tax cuts and breaks. Well, here's what I can tell you. The majority of Americans at this time are worried that they can't pay their bills. Look at this. It says Americans haven't been this worried about making their credit card payments since the pandemic. This was about 2 weeks ago. The American people are concerned. We are concerned because credit card debt keeps going up. We still have car payments, still have a rent or a mortgage, right? We still pay, and we have been paying, stuff as far as student loan debt, medical bills, and things like that. Well, for all those people that have, credit cards, guess what? There may be a bill coming where your interest on that could potentially be deductible as well. 100% tax deductible for people making up to a certain amount of money. But the big one is far as car loans, okay? If Trump can actually provide tax relief to car loan interest, that would be huge, right? Well, let's look into that, because a lot of banks, a lot of financial institutions are worried about what is potentially coming. Look at this article. It's from Business Insider. It says big banks are bracing for losses as Americans struggle to pay off debt. Well, here's what I can tell you. If we see a tax break or 100% tax cut for anybody that has interest on car loans, well, guess what? You could save a decent amount of money. I want to show you this. The average car loan for a new car is about $28,500, or for a used car, excuse me. It's about $28,500, okay? So if we put $28,500 right there, okay, how long? About 60 months is average, right? About 5 years, okay? It's a used car. For a used car, if you have a prime, you're a prime borrower, okay? So you have like a 660 to 780 credit score, you're gonna receive an interest rate of about 9.25%. The majority of borrowers right now are gonna be right about 11%. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that. This is the number we're looking at. This is over the term. Okay, over the entire term of 60 months. Okay, so that is the number right there. You would pay $620 a month. There'd be no down payment there, but in interest, you're paying $8,680. So, over the course of 5 years, you would save a decent amount of money. You would save, let's see what it says. So, $8,680 divided by 5 years. You would get, if it's 100% deductible tax deduction right there on your interest, you would get $1,736 per year. Okay, that would be your deduction. Okay, you can deduct that off your taxes. That would be huge for some people. Okay, for others that don't have any type of interest, don't have a car loan, doesn't do them any good. But again, I come back to the same thing. The different tax breaks right here. Okay, eliminate taxes on tips. If you don't have to pay taxes on any of your tips, so people that work in the hospitality industry, so waitresses, right, cooks, sometimes even housekeepers, if you get paid in tips, you don't have to pay taxes on that. Okay, Social Security beneficiaries, same thing. That's a decent amount of money that many people are paying. Okay, and then overtime pay. Guess what? Overtime pay is one of those things that many companies don't like to do. They don't like to pay any overtime wages because it's time and a half. But guess what? If you are willing to work overtime, you're going to be incentivized because, again, you'll work a couple extra hours, get paid time and a half, but overtime pay is taxed differently, where you don't have to pay an insane amount of money because you're working extra hours and they're eating more of your wages from it. I think more people are going to do it. And if more people are willing to work longer hours, right, work longer work weeks, because right now I think we're averaging like 34.2 hours per week is the average work week here in the United States. It used to be 40 hours a week. Now, not so much. Now, here's the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention. All of this stems off of one thing. Will Republicans continue to control the House of Representatives? If they do, which is looking very likely at this time, there will be there won't be much standing in the way of Republicans and President-elect Donald Trump from getting his proposals actually passed. So, we'll see what happens moving forward, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.